Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I will be doing a bit of foiling. So I've got the glimmer machine here and I like to cut my foil using this magnetic mat and steel ruler from We Are Memory Keepers because the foil is really delicate and it tends to roll up, as you can see. Having the magnetic mat and steel ruler is really helpful to or I guess it's a magnetic ruler to kind of keep it, fixed in place and nice and flat. Plus the grid lines on the mat is really nice too, so I can kind of measure out what I need. So the way that, if you've never glimmered before, and I'm still practicing, as you can see, that one that's on camera doesn't look all that great. But basically, once you turn the machine on, you'll see the topmost light. And then when the next light turns green, then you can put your glimmer plate on it. And once that's nice and hot, then you can put your foil down. And you'll want that to be the foil to be pretty side down. Then you put your cardstock on top, you hit the timer button. When that timer button, the third light turns solid green, and then it's ready to roll that entire sandwich through your platinum machine, and you don't need any additional plates or anything on your platinum. This is the full sandwich, so it'll be the base here, your foil, your glimmer plate, your foil, your cardstock, then the two plates that come with it. There's going to be sort of a kind of a clear one and then one that's a little bit frosted. So that's your full sandwich. I like to glimmer onto 100-pound hammer mill paper, the digital color copy paper that's super smooth and bright white. That seems to give me the best results without any additional shims. And this glimmer plate is awesome. This one is the solid square shaped glimmer plate, and basically what it allows you to do is essentially just foil your remnants so that you get to use basically all of your foil, nothing goes to waste, and you get, some additional options for your design. And actually, for these flowers, I think it's called the Flowers for You set, I actually like the negative version, what you see on screen now, better than the positive. I like having the flowers white and the background be what's foiled. So it's just personal preference, but it's awesome to have the solid plate because now you can make use of all of those, especially with these scraps. It's, I wouldn't normally save those scraps because you can't really do anything with them. The scraps are too small to really foil something else with, especially the way I cut down my foil because I try to really cut only what I need. So normally, without the solid plate, I would just toss those remnants. But now, having the solid plate, I can actually make use of it. And in this particular case, I quite like the negative design more so than the positive. So that's the awesome thing about having it. And they do have those solid plates in 4 different shapes. There's the square, which is what I have, rectangle, circle, and oval. And I'm interested to get either the circle or the oval just to see if having a round shape, changes how I think about using it. But I've got these some sentiments, and actually the other thing that I forgot to mention also is, so the panel on the left with the white background and the purple foiled stripes, that's the positive, and then I used my square glimmer plate to foil the negative, which you see on the right. Normally, that remnant piece of foil is something that I would save because the space in between, like the leftover foil in between those stripes, because the stripes are so delicate, but there's a large gap in between them, that you could fit a sentiment. in between those white stripes. And so that's a piece of foil that I would normally in the past just keep and wait until I needed to foil some sentiments, and then I would pull it out and use it. But I'm finding that now that I have the solid plate, that I much prefer to just go ahead and foil that remnant piece straight away and then have that negative design to use on a separate card later, rather than trying to save it, because I find anytime I try to store or save leftover pieces of foil, they get a little bit crumpled, they get sometimes scratched, and it's just never as pristine as it is when it first comes off the roll. And so I'm finding that I much prefer to just go ahead and foil all of the remnants while I have the machine on and all the pieces there. And then I have pieces that are ready for card making as opposed to a lot of extra foil. So I'm finding it helpful for not only, making use of all of the foil, the entire foil sheet, but also it's just more convenient for me. So the 2 cards that I'm creating, this one is well underway now, but it's I'm using the negative design of the flower onto the positive background stripe, and I'm mounting this onto some of my low profile foam just to give it a little bit of extra dimension so that that bouquet pops off of the card a little bit. And it's helpful that the Flowers for You glimmer plate does come with the coordinating dies that will cut out each of the 3 bouquets. So I die cut my foam so I get that nice kind of full edge to edge coverage. Now this second card will basically be the inverse of that first one, and since my solid plate was a square, I'll be making a square card. So this is actually a 5x5 card. And I thought maybe just because I still want to keep with that monochromatic look, that I would just use some grays and blacks as my matte layers. And so I'm going to cut my square down. I didn't quite line it up perfect, so I lost a little bit of my square because I had to kind of trim it to make sure that the horizontal stripes were nice and straight or level. And so I'm gonna add a white matte layer behind that foiled panel, and then just add everything straight on top of that. And then I'll use the positive version of one of those floral bouquets on this card, which I really like this sort of kind of monochromatic look, and I don't think I've ever put as many foiled pieces onto a card as I have on these cards, but it all really, I really feel like I should be doing this more because it's such a simple design, but I feel like it looks really nice and clean and is striking and effective as well, because the foil just adds that hint of glimmer, and it just makes everything look like a little bit extra, So I'll list everything that I use, by the way, in the description box below, because I think I pulled sentiments from a variety of different glimmer sets, and I'm pretty sure this is Spellbinder's foil as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head what the name of the color is, so I'll try to find that too. But here you can see the final 2 cards up close. Now the solid does a really good job. I think I scratched up the foil in a couple places, so it wasn't perfect, but I think it's still pretty magnificent. I love foiling so much, and I hope that you enjoyed these cards and you'll give it a go as well. Thanks so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!